Well, this is my first broadcast on Facebook. It's not really live, but it's my first time, so I'm giving this a go. In any case, the reason for this video is because I've figured out what happened to our election. Based on the way things have gone, looking at the candidates, looking at the results, it became clear to me that China started the entire process of interfering in this year's election by using COVID. I want you to think about this. I'm in China. I'm part of the government, and I want to know, what can I do to get rid of Donald Trump, knowing that an election is coming up shortly? Well, the first thing I would do is I would ask myself, what would happen if I unleashed a huge and powerful virus onto the United States? Well, anyone who knows the U.S. knows that the government would institute lockdowns. Also, anyone who knows the U.S. knows that the people would not want to miss their election. Putting these two things together, we ask ourselves the next logical question, which is, what happens to the dynamics of an election if hundreds of millions of people are put in a position where the only way they can vote is by voting from home? Well, we know that with regular elections, there is what I call a difficulty difference. It's well known that people who are more affluent, who have better transportation options, for instance, are more likely to go out and vote. Now, when we look at the difference between Democrats and Republicans, we know there's more poverty in general among Democrats. So in general, the wealthier Republican group, they tend to be more likely to go out and vote. So with that being said, how do we affect an election? Well, we make sure the virus gets to the United States. We calculate mathematically the spread of it. We understand that it's going to take at least 2 years for a vaccine to be developed. And we calculate that by the time the election comes, most people will have no choice rather than to vote by mail. We know that this will empower Democrats. Often, Democrats don't even want to go out and vote. But in this election, they came out in droves. Now, as we look at candidate Biden, he had very small rallies, very little appeal, and just looking at the surface of everything, you would say, how would this candidate garner so many votes? Yes, a lot of people are angry at Trump, but would that be enough? No. It takes the additional ease that comes from having ballots mailed to your home to empower Democrats. The Chinese government knew this. Also, I think it's clear that the Democratic Party understood this as well. This is why they pushed so hard for mail-in voting. So what am I saying? What I'm saying is, I do not believe that the flow of ballots towards the Democrat candidate in this election was anything nefarious on the part of anyone in the United States. It's just a natural part of being in a lockdown situation. This is very easy to do again. Let's say in another 4 years, China decides they want to influence the election again. Well, they would do the exact same thing. Unleash a virus, the US goes into lockdown, Democrats are empowered and vote in droves, outnumbering Republicans vastly. Well, this is what happened. This is my theory. I think it makes sense. And if you think I'm wrong, go ahead and respond and let me know.